Hey guys, Kim Lewis here out of Austin, Texas. My team and I are in Fredericksburg, Texas right now. We're installing an Airbnb. I have a list of top 28 things. It's a big list, 28 items that I think you should include if you are setting up an Airbnb as a host. I'm gonna go through this list fast. I'm gonna rapid fire because we have a lot here. My team and I have experience putting Airbnbs together, and we have really curated this list in the hopes that it will help you set yours up well for your guests to have an amazing experience. So let's go. And there's no order to this, it's all random. Number one is create an awesome name for your Airbnb so that it stands out. Like ours, Peach Casita. Give it a name so that it has a personality. That's number one and the most important. It differentiates you from all the other Airbnbs in your area. Number two is you do want your design elements to stand out so that the listing stands out. Overall, create a space that's worthy to visit. The design aesthetic is everything. Be sure you hire a designer or do a good job yourself. Make sure the space is designed perfectly. Number three, make a plan. Make a list of all the items you're gonna need in every room that will help the guests to be more comfortable. Hopefully our list will help you get there. Number four, budget. Obviously, when you do any kind of project, you need to create a budget to make sure that you know what you're spending per room so that it's comfortable at the end, so that you know that you can eventually make money on your Airbnb, and that's the hope. Number five, durable furniture. This is so important. A short-term rental, also known as an STR, is a place where people are coming and going, and it is traffic. Just like a hotel, you need to have furniture that is durable, easy to clean, and that people will hopefully take care of. Nothing too delicate or fragile. We do love putting in vintage pieces, and we do in these spaces, but we are very cautious about which pieces we do. Make sure the items on the walls are secured. Number six, extra sets of linens. Obviously this goes without saying, but when you're doing a turnover for an Airbnb, you need to make sure you have, I would say, 4 to 5 backup sets of sheets. You never know what's gonna happen, and it also helps your cleaning service, or if you're doing the cleaning yourself, helps you to be able to turn over that Airbnb faster. On that note, I like to do 2 different types of pillows on every bed, a firm and a soft pillow, and that gives your guests options for them to sleep comfortably. Number 7, a really good vacuum. Sounds cheesy and so obvious, but make sure you have a good vacuum. Number 8, beautiful spice jars with labels. I'll come back to that name. Actually, that is my next one. Number 9, labels are so important. It sounds, again, obvious, but we are going through this entire house. My team is labeling every light switch so that your guest doesn't have to sit there and toggle all the switches. Things like shampoos, conditioners, drawers are labeled, utensils, so that you're basically creating a space where the guest doesn't have to dig for things, and they also see that there's a place where you want those items to go back. That helps with keeping the turnover simple and straightforward for the next guest. Invest in excellent window treatments. You guys, a guest is coming to your space and you want to make sure they're comfortable. If they feel like people can see inside, it's not comfortable. Also, do blackout liners in the bedrooms so that they can have the best night of sleep of their life. Another thing to do is to have really nice soaps. You want them to have the best experience and think, I'm gonna invest in that when I get back home. Aesop is our favorite brand, so we have this at Peach Casita. Also, a way to be more efficient with your refillable soaps is to get bottles like this, and then just have big jugs that your cleaning crew or your property manager can just refill, and that way you're being more environmentally friendly. Number 10, hardy plants that housekeeping can take care of. Do plants that require watering maybe once or twice a week. Plants like pothos are really easy, low maintenance. Be sure you have real plants in the house though. It creates better oxygen, and it obviously just makes the space feel more alive. Number 11, diffusers and oils for the guests to wind down with. This is just like one of those extra layers. When your guest lays down in bed at night, if you get to have like some kind of lavender or essential oil where they can really just create that experience, that's what you're doing with an Airbnb, is you're creating a holistic experience, a place for them to be comfortable, for the smells, the sights, the sounds, all of it to come together. A diffuser is a great way to do that. It's like an extra touch that I promise they will appreciate. Number 12, another very important one, we use black makeup washcloths. They are labeled makeup. I'm gonna include them in the listing below so that you can just grab them on Amazon. This is important so women are washing their face with a black washcloth so your white washcloths are not getting ruined. Number 13, a full kitchen setup, pots, pans, utensils. We like Calphalon. It seems to wear well with it. It's very durable. So just making sure you have a full setup. If someone wants to come, especially if you have a larger house like this, someone should be able to cook an entire meal and not be looking for a cutting board. Number 14, a backup set of plates and glasses in the event that something happens. Things will happen, wine glasses will break, plates will break. Be sure you have an extra set in a storage closet, locked with your other supplies. Number 15, automate what you can. Your landscaping sprinklers, maybe your exterior lights are on a timer. Your landscape lighting is maybe solar. So the more you can automate, even if you have a hot tub, like things that you can automate will help you to have the house ready for the guests, but also to save energy and water when you can. Number 16, speaking of automated locks, we actually have a door locking system that's a code. The company is called Yale, it's Yale Assure. I'm gonna link that one here too. It's a great locking mechanism for a door that's a key code so that your guests are able to enter very easily. You're able to connect with it through Wi-Fi if you're not on the property. It's been tested and it comes highly recommended by myself and another one of our employees who has over a dozen Airbnb properties. So be sure you check that one out. Number 17, have an umbrella for your guests in case it rains. Number 18, if you allow dogs, which that's gonna be something you wanna decide. Do you wanna allow dogs and kids? If you do, be sure you have extra dog bowls, poopy bags so that they'll be encouraged to pick up in their own stuff in the yard, and a few balls and treats. Number 19, if you allow children, be sure you have a pack and play, a retractable baby gate if you do have stairs in your space, so you're trying to make sure that that place is safe, outlet covers, things like that. If you're not allowing children, I would say those things don't need to be considered, but if you are, you definitely need to create a space that is safe for your guests' children. You are, in some ways, liable for their safety. Number 20, your favorite puzzles and board games. I love this one because a lot of times Airbnb is a place that people are coming like with coworkers or employees or families and friends, and you're giving them something to do for community. Games are a great way to do that, puzzles. Number 21, a small wellness nook with yoga mats, yoga blocks, and a set of dumbbells. Basically creating a small area if someone needs to stretch or wants to get a little bit of a workout in and not have to go too far. Maybe they're not from the city, they don't have to find a gym. You're just creating a place for wellness for them to sort of take a break from their own vacation. Number 22, muy importante, a good charging station for your guests' phones. So important. In every bedroom, in the kitchen, you need to have charging stations and outlet or chargers for people's phones. The odds are they'll forget it, and it may end up disappearing. You just have a few on backup. Number 23, as many amenities as possible, what you're comfortable supplying. I believe it's nice to have something if someone forgets a toothbrush or toothpaste, feminine products, shampoos, coffee, soaps, teas, like be sure you just kind of have that stocked. If you think about the way you want to come home into an Airbnb and what you would want, try to do that. Shaving creams, sunscreen, bug repellent. We like to have a stash under each counter in each bathroom so that it feels supplied and stocked. And I've even had guests leave their extra shampoos and lotions, and it just kind of becomes a little communal. If you're not comfortable with that, we do have options where you can have individually packed toothpaste, individually packed shaving kits, and I'll show you those. Number 24. Your favorite books and records. I also love this one. We have a record player in Peach Casita and people love playing it. And not a lot of people have a record player at home, and that's creating another one of those sensory experiences where they get to hear the tune of a record they've never heard before. And it honestly creates memories that you'll be surprised to see how people react to having something as simple as one of those little inexpensive Crossley record player goes a long way. And include cookbooks. I'm not sure if people use them anymore, but it's kind of nostalgic and fun and gives someone something to do in the kitchen. Number 25, have a local magazine subscription. If you're in Texas, something like Texas Monthly. If you're in Austin, Austin Monthly. Something Tri-Basic, even some of the little boutique magazines in your area are great to have on subscription because those are gonna come to the property. They're gonna have the latest events there, the latest activities, maybe some of the best places to dine and things like that. Number 26, that takes me to one of your most important ticket items. We're almost done, so hang in there with me. If you've lost me, you need to come back because this is most important. Number 26, a guidebook that you and your team have created and curated for your specific property. The best grocery store, the best gas station, the best spa, the best restaurants, all of your local favorite places to go so that your guest doesn't have to Google and dig too far. This is so imperative, y'all. It makes the guest immediately feel like a local. Put the local coffee shop on there. You're not only supporting the economy of your community, but you're also giving the guests like the best, easiest experience to have maximize their time while they're here. Number 27, a framed welcome sign that has the Wi-Fi code. So you're gonna get that question a lot, and it can be in your Airbnb listing, but this would have emergency phone numbers, Wi-Fi, something really easy to access, quick instructions for checkout, local hospital. These are important things, and those can also be in your manual, your guidebook. I'm gonna end with this, number 28, a guest book for your guests to sign. This is such a sweet thing to have where people can share their experiences. As a host, one of my favorite things to do is to go look at that guest book and see what people have said. We've had people get engaged, we've had newlyweds come, we've had anniversaries. We have had the most sweet stories shared through that guest book, and so I would say put that in there, and it's fun for people to read who else has experienced your property. That's it, y'all. That is my top 28 items that you should be putting into your Airbnb if you are a host. If you're a host and I've missed something, please add it in the comments. I think this is an incredible community where we can all share our love for design, our love for hosting, our love for community. We have been so blessed by the Airbnb platform. Joey and I have Peach Casita at our house. This Fredericksburg property is hopefully going to be a blessing for our client. So check it out. We'll link it in below. And if you come to Fredericksburg, you have to stay here. This is a 3-bedroom house, 2-bathroom, incredible yard, and it's right off of Main Street. You cannot beat this location. If you haven't hit subscribe, please do so. I'm excited to hear from you. If you're a host on Airbnb, please drop some comments, and I'm very excited to hear your ideas and how we can support each other so that we're not all reinventing the wheel when you open a new property.